Welcome to Go Fund Yourself. Watch up-and-coming entrepreneurs step into the spotlight to pitch their businesses to you. This is not ordinary TV. Welcome to interactive TV. Like what you see? Scan the on-screen code with your mobile device to invest in any of these businesses right now, in real time. Like their products? Buy them in real time while you watch the show. Every week, we present new opportunities for you to consider. Every week, you decide whether to help make their dreams come true or tell them to go fund yourself. Now, meet the Titans, accomplished business leaders, visionaries, and experts ready to challenge every claim and every pitch as you analyze these opportunities. Introducing Rory Kataya. Jason Waller. And David Meltzer. This isn't just entertainment. This is opportunity. And you are in control. This is Go Fund Yourself.
President at LaunchBoom, Will Ford, and best-selling author Dr. Lacey Book are joining our Titans and Andrew Kamal from Riemann Computing.
We want to utilize data compression to give everyone cost-effective internet. Riemann Computing has the potential to be extremely lucrative, but also impact a lot of people. Hi guys, my name is Andrew Kamal, and I'm the founder of Riemann Computing, and there's a quick little video I want to show you. We want to offer our data compression in order to compress network packets, meaning provide cheaper internet services, as well as offer data compression to various different data centers, computing companies, infrastructure companies.
It looks like the Chinese spy balloon.
That video was a video of an internet balloon. So we actually do direct-to-terminal gateways. And we utilized that internet balloon and a photon board as well as a photon thread board and a custom Linux board as well as our compute module to actually ping and extend the network.
Is this internet or?
So we do data compression and internet services.
Okay.
Are you guys pre-revenue or have you guys started selling product yet?
So right now we're trying to work with a country to provide internet services, and we're working on the letter of intent. And that would be a pilot for 150,000 users if that ends up coming in, and that would end up being $9.5 million a year in revenue. And we're trying to get a grant opportunity to do that, while at the same time trying to be able to get licensing in the United States to be able to offer internet services in the US. We're also trying to offer data compression and computing specifically for actually processing and storing the data in general.
Potential customer for your service or client for your service would be Amazon as an example?
Amazon and AWS in the future would be able to utilize our data compression through an endpoint, and they would actually be able to compress the data. And we're trying to offer a scalable model where it's per gigabyte of data processed.
So AWS is obviously already compressing and using some of their own technology, perhaps some licensed technology to do that. Are you saying that your technology is better?
We have one of the highest, if not probably the highest data compression ratio in the world, and we created our own lossless data compression mechanism to do that.
That's off the chart.
So does this replace the RSA channel as far as a carrier goes? So 80% of America is covered by what's called regional service administrators. And this seems to me, if it extends out the normal coverage and it compresses data, that it would remove a need to have all those licenses for the RSA channel.
We're actually creating a method where we have our own compute modules and we're actually compressing the telemetry data in general, but we can also do this for streaming. We can do this for raw data format. There's an encoding and then there's a codecs, and we actually want to create our own file standard.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like, how does this impact somebody that's sitting and watching the show right now? What does it do for them?
We basically could have $5 a month internet plans in the
Lower
future.
your,
Okay,
lowers
so,
your monthly
so
plan.
your ability to compress data actually will help lower internet costs for the everyday person.
It will not just lower internet costs, it will lower the cost of storing data in general.
What you do today on your telephone will be better and cheaper.
How much money are you raising? And then what's your plan once you raise that
And
capital?
can he give you all of it? I think that's what he's basically saying.
going.
Okay, so
want
we're
in.
trying to raise through equity crowdfunding $809,000, and it will actually go up to I think in the future 3.2 mil. And we're also trying to raise from institutional investors up to $20 million. And we want to actually, number one is we want to build like a mini lab and data center, and that's based off of trying to actually start providing internet services and building these devices. And number two, for our data compression method in general, I want to actually make it an ISO standard for its own file format.
Right.
Would a great customer be a data center? If we made introductions to data centers, is that attractive to you?
Yeah, a data center would definitely work.
Okay, so
I mean,
you must speak to me after we're done. I could make introductions to the owners of
Only after I get
centers
to
across the
invest.
country.
Only after I invest.
around the world, actually. Get David's money first, and then we'll.
I totally understand better internet and cheaper,
Yep.
so I'm in.
All right, so right now we're just
Nobody would say
accepting
no.
what you're saying as fact. What do you have that could prove it?
so on our website, we actually have the various data snippets, and that includes actually pinging in data through a cloud API, as well as the actual costs that we have. That includes like the data you have, but like, you know, zoomed over, where you could actually see like the actual number of API pings, the actual latency for the data transmitted, and the cost. We also have SDK that's like a really, really like poor man's version of it that's open source, that allows people to actually process data using grid compute, which is called the Decentralized Internet SDK. And you can actually process in that data at a much cheaper cost than already what's readily available. And that's not even talking about the commercial opportunity.
It's patented.
It is patented. This patent actually been cited by Red Hat.
Wow.
If you look at the actual data compression ratios in the world, the highest right now is Israel, and I think it's the Israeli Defense Forces. This beats it
Wow.
by probably well over 20x.
Amazing.
Amazing.
In layman's terms, for the people that are watching this, how did you come up with this?
I've been interested in this market for a while. I've started this company in 2018, and before that, up until like 2011, I was really interested in data compression, which is weird, but
Nothing's weird about you.
I was downloading something called the SETI at home, which I don't know if you remember, like a lot of those programs that had screensavers in the background that would actually process in like scientific computing and stuff like that. They have this algorithm that is able to look at verifiable computing. So every computational hash that ends up processing data is verified. And that made me curious about like how data is analyzed from a compression standpoint. And I noticed a lot of the ways that computers actually analyze data is very wasted. There's mixed hashes. They actually don't know in terms of the data structure where the best pinpoint is. And the reason this is called Riemann Computing is because it utilizes the Riemann-Zeta function in order to find actual corrupted data and make sure that you don't just recursively
of course.
process and
Thank you
analyze.
for describing that in layman's terms, but
I actually understood that. I thought that was okay.
No, I did
yeah.
understand. Yeah,
Yeah.
me too.
I love it. Damn, I love it.
Because this is amazing.
no, I want to invest before he does anything as well. We got to keep the valuation low.
Yeah.
We don't like it. Let us invest
At
first.
least let the show air. Give people a shot at this.
What happens to the big companies that offer, you know, data compression? Do they absorb a company like this?
So yeah, the main goal is eventually just make our own standards. So like file formats, sort of like what MPEG-4 was, but for all the various data types. And then if they become like an ISO file standard and the data compression is that good, it sort of hopefully in the future becomes a monopoly in the market.
You don't want to use that term.
Yeah, probably not a good term.
Regulators don't like that term.
It'll be very successful.
Not a monopoly, but something where you would have to have a better mathematical proof The other thing that's really interesting about this data compression, which I think is a very important point, is it doesn't just work on classical computing paradigms. It actually works on quantum computing as well. So,
I mean, Andrew, like,
Game over.
yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Standing ovation.
And Andrew, literally of all the companies I've seen on this show, you are by far the most exciting investment opportunity I've seen.
Ultra low cost internet, next gen data compression, infrastructure as a service, and future codec development. That's what we've got here, baby. That's a home run.
Well done, my
Well
friend.
done.
Well done.
Good job. Good job.
the Titans resonated with the technology.
You can't tell. I really like you.
Thank you. Investing in Riemann Computing will have the opportunity to invest in a really promising company that wants to disrupt the computing industry.
That went from what the hell am I looking at to holy smokes, he's going to be the first trillionaire.
Jason, I thought he was flying a kite. And then he started talking about what he's really doing and blew my mind. And honestly, like, this guy, he's onto something hot.
What an opportunity for us to be in the presence of genius like that so early on.
Do you think this is really going to resonate with them? Are they going to really understand the value proposition here?
Think about Apple in its first year. Imagine being able to buy stocks back then in Apple. They should buy some shares.
I don't ever think I've seen this panel this excited about any particular...
We had a standing ovation.
Yeah, I mean, Bamage.
Bamage. All day
Serious
Bamage,
Bamage,
dude.
man, right?
Serious damage.
This is a big deal.